Alright guys, today is the day I'm going to install our second reef line. If you remember a few episodes ago, I was talking about how we were starting to struggle with our second reef. It is a single line reefing system, which means I shouldn't have to leave the cockpit, but I had to go to the mast to help the line forward and just yank it down from there and struggle with it so much. I figured it would just be so much simpler if I just made it a slab reef. That's what our third is. I have to go forward anyways, but I can do it all at once. Hank it on, go back to the cockpit, pull on the rope, and then snug everything up. I just think it's a much more simpler system. So that's what we're gonna go do and install this. So, just gonna stitch these two together so I can pull it. So I'm just gonna stitch those together. This is another friction point inside the boom, our balance block. So it travels back and forth. Sometimes what would happen is this would get tangled, it would twist and just cause a lot more friction. So, but all I gotta do now is pull. Should be this one. And there it is. So instead of this going through here, back in here, all the way back, down the mast, into the cockpit, and then this side going up this block, up the sail, back down, it's just going to be one line going all the way up to the top of the sail and back down.
With our second reef re-rigged, we're ready to hoist the sails. Well, without being anchored, that is. And we're eager to start making our voyage out of the Med. We're enjoying our last moments in this peaceful anchorage, and we'll be officially leaving to start our 375 nautical mile journey to Gibraltar. Just sitting here waiting for the wind to arrive. In the early afternoon, we saw some signs of wind, so we're off. Leaving Ibiza with our friends over there in their Hans 50. Like any sailor knows, when two boats are alongside, it means it's a race. And we're usually up for the friendly competition, but seeing that code C, we knew we stood no chance. So instead of a race, we're calling it a photo op. It's a slow slog right now. We're doing about 3.5 knots. And our friends who are behind us have flown right by us. They've got a big, beautiful code C. So they're doing, I think they said 5 to 6 knots. Travis has his passage banana bread. I seem to always make banana bread on passages. At least like the last 3 passages we've had. But it's quick, easy, and keeps you fed all day, pretty much.
We usually don't head off in these kind of conditions. I like winds in the teens, if it's going to be anything of abroad or behind. But we're just going to have to sit there for like almost unforeseeable future, so we decided let's just give it a go because it's been really calm for the last week anyways. So the sea state should be nice. So with good sea state and lighter winds, hopefully we can still cover some ground.
And as sad as it is to leave, because I was like, no, let's just stay there, we'll just swim. There is supposed to be some heavier weather coming, like another mistral that will be aiming more so towards us here in the Balearics. So we might not have been able to enjoy swimming as much, and then it'll probably get colder and who knows? So I'd rather take lighter weather than heavy weather. Yeah. So we're going.
Hopefully we don't have to motor the whole way.
Woo, we got a fish. Just lowered the speed. You set that hook?
No, I set him, but
He's big?
oh, he might have just got off.
No!
No, he was big. No, he was. We weren't going any fast, and he was big. Like,
yeah, I lowered us right down. We're hardly moving.
Yeah.
We need that second bite.
I don't know.
Womp womp. Our fishing has become more comical than fruitful. 45 minutes later, a subtle tug at the reel and another opportunity presents itself for redemption.
Do we have something on there?
I think so.
Can you see it?
No.
Does it feel like there is, or does it feel like there's just a lure?
It feels heavy. What is that, butterfly?
Alright, well, slow down.
Maybe it's just the lure.
No. The lure's not gonna make it.
Oh yeah, I can feel them.
Whatever you bring in, you gotta clean too.
Calm enough, maybe I'll do it.
So I reeled it in, and Travis took out the gaff to get our catch on board. And that's packaged food taken out of our fridge for dinner. I'll let Travis explain later how the second fish didn't make it on board either. But that's okay, we had hearty, creamy gnocchi with chicken, which was a great way to bring our first evening to a close. I just wish we knew ahead of time that we were going to be having a guest joining us for dinner.
That's so cool. Are you hungry? Steer us all night.
Last night's watch was really calm, minus the loud motoring. And there wasn't all that much traffic until we hit around Murcia. Really early in the morning, there started to be much more traffic in and about that area. So I just had to pay extra attention.
Welcome to day 2. We motored for like 20 hours yesterday. It sucked. But winds finally picked up and we're sailing. It's beautiful. We were thinking about pulling in somewhere if the winds didn't pick up and waiting, but then we'd have to wait for like a week and a half before we'd be able to head onwards. But I think we are going to press forward. Looks like the wind should be mostly in our favor. Lightens up a little bit again tonight, but I think we should be okay. I might have to motor for a couple hours, but then it picks up again. But as long as the sea state drops when the wind becomes right on our bum, then I think we'll be okay, because we definitely couldn't sail last night. Even if it was 8 knots, the waves were way too big and the sails would just flop everywhere and it just wasn't happening. But oh, it's so good to turn the motor off. Got the fishing rod out, obviously. Steph just put it out this morning again. We had 2 fish on the line yesterday. One was so big we couldn't even bring it in. Even if we went right down into pretty much neutral, so we weren't even moving, and I couldn't even bring it up. So that guy was huge. He got off the hook, thank God, because I don't think I would want to dealt with him. And then we caught a little mahi, or Steph run in, and I tried to gaff it, but I ended up gaffing out the hook somehow, and then it got out. That's a bummer, so try to catch something today. I have a good feeling.
Okay. It's locked.
Realistically, I should have this furled in and do it.
The winds are light, and to make the most out of it coming from behind us, we've put our whisker pole out to set our sails on what's called wing on wing.
How fast are we going?
After all that work, the wind shifted, so we have to move the pole over to the other side now. You ready?
There we go.
Okay, I'm going to take it off and then I'm going to lock the other.
Yep.
Hopefully you don't have to switch it again so soon. You just ate a bug.
Bug flew right in my mouth and it didn't come back out. Lunch.
Lucky guy over there, eh? Here we are, switching the pole back and forth, and he's just catching all the wind. But overall, it's very, very comfortable because the sea state got a lot smaller, feels really calm.
It's more uniform, so that's for sure.
Yeah, it's more uniform, so it's been really, really nice, even down below. Feeling almost at anchor. We're not going really, really fast, but this is nice. I think we're doing 4 knots. Way in the distance there's our buddy boat. He was side-by-sider. I guess kind of behind us last night, but he's flying now. You can see land, which is really nice. which means we also have connectivity with our internet, so we're able to check weather. All we need now is a fish on the line. Well, to actually bring one on. Dinner tonight. We're ready for it. Oh, that's the life, eh?
Not often I get to lie up here. Perfect temperature.
As the sun dips below the water, we start our night watches with our usual schedule. I sleep from 8 p.m. to about 2 a.m. and Travis sleeps from 2 a.m. to about 8 a.m. Interruptions to sleep are allowed though, especially when there are dolphins joining us overnight when it's usually a bit more uneventful.
Oh, you can see it, you can see it. Cool. I can't see those.
The little red dots on the top.
Oh, really?
Shrimp.
That's so cool. Where are the rest of the dolphins? I can hear them.
Alright, coming into the evening of day 3. Today was a super calm day. We had, I think, 6 to 10 knots of wind, so we were only moving, I think the max I seen was 4.3 knots. So, you know, we only made it, I think, I don't know, not even 40 nautical miles today. But then we lost the wind completely. We got 3 to 4 knots of wind, and I don't feel like sitting there anything under 1.5 knots sailing. So, and plus we got to get here by the end of tomorrow because the wind switches and then it becomes quite aggressive on our nose. So we're just gonna have to motor through the night, make up some ground, and then I think we're gonna get some good sailing tomorrow. But it's definitely been a really slow passage compared to our trip to the Balearics. We had a nice fast passage, but yeah, this one's been very slow, but that's okay, it's been comfortable. Pull him out of the water.
We didn't try to pull him yet.
Yeah, he just tried to yank him out of the water.
Every time. Where is it?
That's gone.
Frigadig.
Okay guys, another chance. Our efforts paid off, fish will be eaten.
Yeah. You just caught one hook on it. Got bored yesterday and decided to cut my hair. We are nearing the end of day 4 on a 376 nautical mile passage. This has definitely been the slowest passage we've ever had. We probably averaged maybe 3.5 knots this entire time. It's been pretty comfortable, but we lose the wind in the evening. We have been battling like a 1.5 to a 2 knot current against us most of this time. So even when we were in decent winds, we were just against that current going 3.5 knots. It's like, ugh. And the conditions should be very calm, but there's a massive shipping lane right here, and it just constantly stirs up these big swell. So even where the wind direction's coming from, the swell's coming from the other way, so you get kind of floppy sails. Today was good. Caught a couple tuna, and just little guys, but very tasty. We ate one for lunch. We just sashimi'd it. It was delicious. It's always a treat when we catch tuna. We're only 40 nautical miles from Gibraltar. Time for dinner. gonna be sushi.
Approaching Gibraltar shortly after midnight was a bit hectic with lots of shipping traffic, but also comes with a sense of accomplishment and excitement.
We ended up arriving really late last night, or I guess early. It was like 1:15 in the morning, so it was pitch dark, but it wasn't really a problem because we've been in this bay before, so we were familiar, and yeah, it worked out nice because we ended up getting a full night's sleep, and now we're just putting the boat back together after the passage, and then we're gonna head into shore. The plan is a little bit of a mystery. We don't really know what we're gonna get up to, with the exception of getting some groceries. But we will at some point be setting foot on the Gibraltar side. The last time we were here, we never walked across. There's a pedestrian walkway to cross the border, and we never did that. We only stayed on the Spain side, and we kind of saved it for our way out of the Med because we knew that this would be a stopping point. So it's nice to kind of be in a place where it's familiar, yet there's still new adventures to be had. So I'm definitely excited to check out Gibraltar, set foot on that side. So why are we back in Gibraltar?
You might ask.
If you haven't figured out already, we will obviously have made our way out of the Med, and we have plans to do another Atlantic crossing. We're heading back to
the Caribbean.
Yay!
We decided we didn't want to hang out for winter here and Costa Marinas and stuff like that. We just figured, let's go chase sunshine again.
Yeah, because this season felt way too short as the hot weather escaped us. It just felt like it flew by. And the winters are really long here. It was going to be 7 months at a marina if we chose that option. So expensive to stay still after already spending 5 months in Northern Ireland, I guess earlier this year. So yeah, we want to keep moving, and we haven't warmed up quite yet. Our buddy boat came in too a few hours after us.
Okay, so yeah, now we can call it a race. It was a race.
The Australian flag. It looks like a lot of people are also probably preparing to cross. Guy up there, they're probably leaving soon, doing a check up there. There's a bunch of other boats here that we're probably guessing are going to be doing the same crossing.
As you can imagine, we've got lots to do and tons of distance to cover, even before we get to the ocean crossing. We're so excited to bring you along for every step of it, so be sure you're subscribed to our channel, and remember to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying coming along for the ride. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.